Will you please rise for the graduates? Thank you.
MECC 3. No, number 2. Number 2, that's right. Yeah.
We did the drive-through.
No, the drive-through was that.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Okay, number 2.
Thank you. You all can be seated. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to Mountain Empire Community College. It's my pleasure. I'm Dr. Chris Westover. I'm the president at Mountain Empire Community College, and it is my pleasure to welcome you here this evening to celebrate our graduates. This is as you may know, we were part of the Virginia Appalachian Tri-College Nursing Program for a number of years, and this year, this is our second pinning for Mountain Empire Community College's nursing program. So it's quite exciting. We're also in our 50th anniversary year, and just wanted to remind you all to come out and help us celebrate our 50th anniversary on Saturday evening. We're going to have a concert under this tent, If Birds Could Fly, and Daryl Scott will be our entertainers for the evening. So please come to that and enjoy. But tonight we are here to honor our graduates, to honor our future nurses, and so I'm going to just sit back and enjoy the show, and I hope you do the same. Thank you so much for being here, and again, welcome.
Good evening. I'm Deborah Clarkston, the coordinator of the nursing program here at Mountain Empire Community College. I want to welcome everybody here tonight, and I want to especially salute the person on the pinning committee that was in charge of weather. You did an excellent job. Okay. I'd like to introduce the folks here on the stage. First of all is Dr. William Brownsberger. This is his first Mountain Empire Community College pinning because he joined us last July, and he now lives here about 7 minutes away. Yeah. Dr. Bill Brownsberger. You already met Dr. Westover. Next to her is Kim Dorton, who's the Dean of Health Sciences here at Mountain Empire Community College. I'll introduce the next person shortly. And over here to my right is Jada Oakes, and I'm sure any family member knows who that is. They're probably spread out throughout the room here or the tent, but some of them are over here, and that is our faculty. Donna Klusman isn't here tonight. She became a grandmother yesterday, so she had her own special pinning. Donna was the only faculty member here when I came to work here that's continued to be with us still. And together she and I taught the others that are on the faculty, that being Amanda Davis, Jada Oakes, as we mentioned before, Mandy Robbins, and Deborah Wright's probably somewhere near the roses. Also here in the corner somewhere is the administrative assistant for our nursing program and all the health science programs, and that's Arietta Harvey. She's the glue that keeps us together. And over here with the faculty is someone that Donna Klusman and I wish we could say we taught, but she went to a different school, but we're so glad to have her. She gives a lot of good insights. Kim Rasnick, who's in charge of the simulation lab. If any adjunct instructors are here tonight, would you please stand? Because there is no way we could teach this program with just 5 people with the number of students we have. Any adjunct instructors here tonight? Oh, yes. That's Emily. We also have, is there any clinical preceptors here, folks that have worked one-on-one with our students in their last semester? They're too busy, they're working. And I know another lady that's probably not here tonight, but she is the one that makes this place purty, and then she disappears, and that is Peggy Gibson, who is the MECC President's Office. And as you can see, there are a lot of other staff here from Mountain Empire Community College, from the Print Services Department, our Grounds and Facilities, and our Computer and Information Technology Department that make this happen tonight. So we do want to give them a hand also. And as I was walking in, I was telling somebody that tonight we'll have 3 generations here that I have taught or been involved with their teaching, I guess you could say. So Janet, do you and your son want to stand up? And would Lindsay stand up? Because we got 3 generations that I've taught here at Mountain Empire. And any other Mountain Empire grads, would you like to stand, please, so we can see how many Mountain Empire graduates we have here tonight? Wonderful, wonderful. Now I would like to introduce this evening's speaker, Dr. Patricia Van Hook. I am not going to read you her bio, which is in the program. If I was to read it, I would get very tired thinking about what all she's done. There is a popular graduation gift, and it's a book called Oh, the Places You'll Go. It was written by Dr. Seuss. Dr. Van Hook needs to write a book, Oh, the Things You Will Do, after MECC nursing program. I'm pleased to present my colleague, my former boss, my birthday twin, my nephew's mother-in-law, but most of all, a very dear friend, Patty Van Hook.
Thank you, Deb, and thank you to the president and to the dean and to all of you for the work that you have done. I've been honored and I'm very humbled to deliver your convocation speech and presenting here today. You're an incredible special class. This is 50 years. 50 years. You will go down on the record books of being the class of Mountain Empire being in existence for 50 years. Now, I graduated 40 years ago. We were just talking about that. Oh my gosh. We were also talking about we were the Tri-College program, and so that says it on my pen. It says Virginia Appalachian Tri-College Nursing Program, and we traveled from Big Stone Gap to Abingdon to Richlands, all the way around to get our education and our clinical. I'm so excited that Mountain Empire has finally become its sole source of registered nurse training in this part of the state. Oh, the places you'll go. That's what she said. Dr. Seuss was read to you in either preschool or at your kindergarten graduation, but look at you now. You are set to be registered nurses that will shape the future of nursing and how nursing care is delivered. Deb asked me to talk about my journey. I'm a Big Stone Gap gal. Born and raised, actually I was born in East Stone Gap at home, one of 4 siblings. I was the only one born at home, born in East Stone Gap. We lived in 3 houses that were all condemned before we moved to Big Stone from East Stone Gap at the age of 5. I remember those houses being condemned and being forced to move from our home. But my journey actually started not with the moves around. I mean, we had a very good, solid family, and as you know, our culture in rural Appalachia is also family and faith and friends. But my journey started in the 6th grade. My granddaughter's going into the 6th grade. But in the 6th grade, I figured out then, that's when I wanted to be a nurse. And I did not begin my career here at Mountain Empire. I actually began my career at the LPN program at the Wise County Vocational Technical School, which is now the Wise Career Technical Center. Oh my, how it's grown. We live just a mile down the road from it now. It is huge. So that was in 1972. Powell Valley High graduate, now Union. The 18-month curriculum ended 6 months after graduation, and I was on my way to be a nurse. Lonesome Pine Hospital opened in July of 1973, and I applied for a position only to be told staffing was complete. However, in my interview, I shared that I really wanted to pursue to become a registered nurse. Well, they hired me. $2.85 an hour. And I was on $2.85 an hour for a couple of years before they realized, and Ms. Dorton may remember, they realized that my pay had been at $2.85 an hour for 2 years and I needed a raise. You live on what you make. I must have done an excellent job on med-surg because the need for nurses in ICU was critical. That was then called the special care unit. At that point in time, LPNs were approved to be critical care nurses. Of course there was a need, and guess what shift? Night shift. You got it. You got it, going to work on that night shift, but that was okay. You know, at that point in time, I was, pretty much young and single. My fiance and I were looking to get married. He was working evening shift in the mines, and working split shifts was okay. Even as I furthered my career, we still worked those split shifts. It was amazing what you can do for childcare when you work split shifts. So my vision to be a BSN came from nursing working at Lonesome Pine Hospital in that special care unit, who had achieved that level of education. I saw the difference in the care they delivered. They were not task-oriented, but true critical thinkers. Your director, Ms. Clarkston, was one of those who inspired me. I looked at what she did. I watched how she thought. I watched how she worked. And it was just like, I want to be that nurse. I want to be that nurse. I want to be like her. So I started my BSN journey in 1978 at ETSU, East Tennessee State University. I had a son. He's a little over a year old. But guess what? That dream came crashing down. Life happens. There was a big coal strike. How many of y'all remember that coal strike that went on and on and on and on in 1978? I had to go back to work. So I dropped out of school. The other thing that happened is that during that time, as I went back to work, I was very community-oriented and looking at the healthcare in our community, and realized as I worked between the special care unit and also the emergency room, that the delay in getting someone to the hospital for volunteer EMS was critical to survival. In rural America, all we had were volunteers, and they did the best they could. If they were on call, their employers allowed them to leave their jobs. In the middle of the night, they actually may be working on the train and not be able to come and provide that care. So what could we do? We started an IV technician class. In that IV technician class, I was charged to teach them how to start IVs as an LPN. So I taught them how to start IVs. They used my hands. Back then I had wonderful veins. As you get older, you can't find them. But I had wonderful veins, but they had to stick me. And they had to be successful first time before they could pass. Well, a lot of them had a lot of repeats. But that went with getting a step of care into the community that we had not had before. So as we are looking at as I was working with the EMS people and the volunteers and all of that and trying to improve access to care in the community, had a dear friend, Fern Petit. She had been an LPN and she became an RN through this program. And she told me, she said, Patty, nobody's ever going to respect your knowledge and your skills until you become an RN. She was right. I needed those credentials and I needed the knowledge that came with the program behind my name. So I started the associate degree program, again, like I said earlier, the Virginia Appalachian Tri-College Nursing Program here at Mountain Empire. I graduated in 1982, long time ago. So we were probably the 9th graduating class as you count from when the college opened in 71 and then the first graduating class in 72 and so on. So it was 9th or 10th, but anyway, it's 40 years ago. That's a long time. I'm an old nurse. So as an RN, I had the opportunity to do more for my employer, which is Lonesome Pine Hospital, which had become one of the biggest employers in the area. I became the nurse manager of the special care unit, and eventually the emergency room was added under that umbrella, as was community employee health. So I went to Westmoreland Mines several days a week in steel-toed shoes and in coveralls to provide access to basic health screenings that an RN can do at the mines. So I monitored blood pressure, I monitored blood sugar, I looked at medications, I talked to them about diet. So we did that for a while through Westmoreland. Also during this time, I started the first paramedic class in Southwest Virginia. So we went from IV technician, and then we had shock trauma technician, which was the next level up. They could do a little bit more, to full paramedic class. And once we got those paramedic classes going, we started seeing paid services in this area. And the turnaround time for someone to call for EMS to come and pick them up greatly improved, and we decreased the mortality rate. I continued to take classes at ETSU and was the first unofficial RN to BSN, guided by my advisor, who later became dean for the College of Nursing. So I graduated with my BSN in 1990. There were no positions for BSN nurses at Lonesome Pine Hospital. I had to leave my home. That was very hard for me to do. I had to leave my home. I had to go where my BSN would be recognized. So with that, I went to Indian Path Medical Center. Y'all drive that road. It's not that far, but now people that live over there, and we've lived over there for 20 years, thinks coming this way, you might as well be going to Timbuktu because it's too far. Well, folks, it's 45 minutes. And if you lived in a big city, it would take you 45 minutes to an hour and a half to get home. So at least it's a beautiful drive. 45 minutes is not bad. I was ready for work when I got to work. I was ready for home when I got home. So I went there as a critical care instructor, and that was a whole lot of fun. I got to teach ICU nurses, ER nurses, PACU nurses, everything they needed in critical care. Now, here's what I was wondering. It's like, okay, I'm this little registered nurse from Big Stone Gap, Virginia, and don't discount your knowledge that you gain in this program. Don't discount your skills of working in a rural hospital, because you do everything and you broaden your knowledge base so much that I had a lot more knowledge than I realized when it came to teaching those nurses. Later at Indian Path, I became project administrator or assistant to the director of nursing. Then later, I became the director of critical care. The critical care units included the ICU, it included the PACU, it included the ER. It also included the step-down unit of the progressive care unit. But that wasn't enough. I'm a lifelong learner. So ETSU had opened their first nurse practitioner program, and they were talking about that when I was taking courses toward the BSN. And I had a colleague that was as an educator there with me at Indian Path, and she was in the first class. And I said, well, I think I want to do that. Well, I did it and became a family nurse practitioner. Wonderful career trajectory. As a family nurse practitioner, I practiced in Duffield. Developed a huge practice, wonderful practice. And then I got the urge to go back to the hospital. You know, sometimes you go where your comfort is. But I'd worked in primary care for 5 years, and I really wanted to go back to the hospital. There was a position for, at that point in time, an acute care nurse practitioner, which now that is a special credential. Then you didn't have to have a special credential. So I became the neurovascular and stroke nurse practitioner. I will never forget the first time I got on the phone with a neurosurgeon talking about a patient that came into the emergency room with a cerebral hemorrhage, and he asked me what the Glasgow Coma scale was. And I was terrified of the neurosurgeon. I could not answer him, so he thought I was a stupid person. That's okay. We became friends later on, and I learned a lot from him. Now, during my time in school at ETSU under the master's program, they were also preparing the doctoral program. And I thought, well, it might be something nice to do. I'd really like to have a day job, you know. If you get your doctorate, most often you're going to get a day job. So how about that? So they began that in 2000. I began that journey in 2002. And I graduated with my PhD in 2007 at age 52. So don't ever think you're too old. Your life now may be raising your children, which is fine. That's wonderful. But you're never too old to continue on with your education. This credential led to many opportunities at ETSU. Not only was I a teacher, but I became the Associate Dean for Practice to lead 14 nurse-led clinics caring for the underserved. Can you imagine? Clinics that are staffed by nurse practitioners and nurses caring for patients with no insurance and providing the care for the sickest of the sick because they wait because they can't afford it. It was an amazing journey. During that time, you have to have money to support those clinics. You don't have people that are underserved that can afford to pay. We didn't take insurance back then, so I was successful in procuring $22 million in grant funding. I learned to be a grant writer on my journey. I missed a step as I was working on my doctorate. I became the magnet coordinator for Mountain States. That job helped me to hone my skills at writing and writing to objectives. So for them, the Johnson City Medical Center became the first hospital in the state of Tennessee to achieve magnet status. So what happened then? We got that big hoopla, hooray, wonderful, great time. It was time for me to gather my data for my research for my doctorate. My boss, I had accumulated my time off. We were talking earlier, you don't mess with people's pay, you don't mess with their time off. I had enough time off to do my data collection. My boss said no. She said, nope, I need you here. I went home and I thought about it, and I came back the next day and handed my resignation. And I said, you know what? Nope, you're not going to stop this journey. I'm on this journey. I'm this close to being done. I'm not going to be someone who didn't complete it. So I resigned. And then I went home to my husband, who by that time, Westmoreland shut down. So I was a single breadwinner for my family. And it was like, oh my gosh, I've just quit my job. But I do believe God provides, because I was given a research assistantship at ETSU while I was finishing my research. So that helped pay the bills. In the opportunities I had at being Dr. Van Hook at ETSU and this gathering of these grant funds, we were able to build a $9 million clinic with 23 exam rooms, full x-ray, a suite with 3 dental chairs, specialty services that includes audiology. And if you talk to me and you're behind me, I won't hear you. I do wear bilateral hearing aids now, so I do have to still look at people. But we had audiology there. We had speech-language pathology. We had awesome opportunities at that clinic, and they are doing well today. And that group really started out serving the homeless in Johnson City, and we now have the day center where the homeless continue to go during the daytime. But those nurse-led clinics were also in Hancock County, in the school system in Hancock County, and providing health care for folks from teachers to students to parents. They have been there so long that they have watched children grow up and have their children coming into school. What a great opportunity as a nurse to see that happen. So I did retire in January of 2021. It's awesome. I highly recommend it to anybody and everybody that can afford to retire. Just do it. You can figure it out. You will be able to afford it. But duty calls. I received a call from the health wagon saying they needed assistance with grant writing. And so one day a week I go in, and today was the day I worked today. Guys, I actually worked. Went in and worked and helped them to receive funding. I started with them in January, and so far we have put out 7 grants, and we're waiting to hear. We know 2 that have been funded, so we're waiting to hear on the rest of them. But they provide a wonderful service in the area, and Dr. Tyson and Dr. Hill Collins were both my students as a nurse practitioner in Duffield. So I feel an allegiance to them in their mission. So it's wonderful. So, how about this? You know, these faculty and staff, and I'm amazed that talking about, you know, the few faculty you have for the number of students, they do an amazing job. The need for nurses is great. The U.S. Department of Labor reported this year that since the pandemic, 500,000 nurses have left the profession. 500,000. There's a need for over 200,000 nurses per year to replace those of us who have retired. Did you know the states with the highest nursing shortages include California, a neighbor right down the road, South Carolina, New Jersey, and Texas? Now, what about the states with the lowest nursing shortage? Can you guess what one of those is? This is class. This is a teacher in it. How about the first one is Florida? They're number 1. Ohio is number 2. I can't imagine going to Ohio to work. You know, I don't know. It just seems in the middle of nowhere. Virginia is number 3. So please stay here. Don't run away. Stay in your state. Stay and help provide health care to the community. And number 4 is New York. So where will you go? The challenges in the nursing profession are many. Much care is delivered now in the community, including telehealth. There are positions not only in acute care, but also as insurance care manager. I have a case manager through Medicare. You know, she calls me once a month. We chat. You know, one of these days I'm going to tell her I'm a nurse and see how she reacts. But we have a nice conversation once a month. Electronic medical record support. If you are good in electronics, go for it. You know, you have all kinds of opportunities in that area. Technology, the growth of technology and simulation and nurses' role and input in that is wonderful opportunities. Pharmaceutical nursing, and of course travel nursing, to name a few. We were talking, we've got a camper down here at Jesse Lee, and there are 3 travel nurses in that campground right now. There's another 3 of us that have retired that come and go, but these 3 are actually living there. And the owner of the campground told me if she had 50 more spots, she could fill it up with travel nurses. Awesome opportunities. Didn't have that opportunity when I was a baby nurse growing up, but I think that's a wonderful time to learn and to grow. Your opportunities are limitless. The ability to advance your career is now widely available through technology. You don't have to travel the highway back and forth now to get an advanced degree. You can do it in your home with your computer and make it happen. I have to laugh and I have to tell those stories that when I think of distance learning, I did a certificate in geriatrics through Virginia Commonwealth University as a nurse practitioner. I was seeing a lot of older adults, and I feel like, you know, my curriculum as a family nurse practitioner really didn't give me what I needed to care for the older adult population. So I did a certificate in geriatrics. It was distance learning. They sent me a box of VCR tapes at the beginning of the semester, along with the syllabus and the assignments. So I'd watch the VCR tapes, I would take the quizzes, I would write the assignments and mail them back. So that's how old I am. Old nurse, but it was wonderful to have that opportunity. I went to Richmond one time. They were having a seminar and they required us to come to Richmond, but I went just one time. So this was leaps and bounds from the standard classroom format that I'd had throughout my growth in my career. But now, like I said, technology is wonderful for you all. Look for possibilities and expect that life happens. That will challenge your vision, but that's okay. Tonight, tomorrow, or Monday, write down where you see yourself as a nurse in 5 and 10 years. That starts your journey. This solidifies your destiny. I want to congratulate you. I'm so excited to be here as an alum of Mountain Empire. Your president gave me her 50s pin. I didn't have one, so she gave it to me. That's awesome. But I'll leave you with 2 quotes from the places you'll go. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who'll decide where to go. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Congratulations, and thank you.
At this time, I would like to announce our special recognition awards. These awards are to honor the graduates who exhibited outstanding academic performance, outstanding clinical performance, and outstanding professional performance. As I call your name, just come up to the stage so that you can get your certificate. The first one is for outstanding academic performance, and that's Mindy Bradburn. The faculty had problems deciding on just one outstanding academic performance, so we have a second one, and that's Cassandra Masters. The Outstanding Clinical Performance Award goes to Taylor Sexton. And the student that was voted by the faculty to be the outstanding professional performance was Jennifer Willis. Alrighty, it's time for what we came here for, and that is to pin the nursing students. They will receive a pin that is unique only to this nursing program. So it's something that they can keep for a long time. My colleague Deborah Wright would be presenting the roses, and I will do my best to announce everybody's name and who is doing the pinning. Yep. Sarah E. Adkins is being pinned by her daughter, Chloe Adkins. Right here. Melissa Jo Allen is being pinned by her son, Jensen Blankenship. He's going to use picture. Lindsay Artrip is being pinned by her daughter, Embryal Sturgill. Chelsea, Mary, Megan, Shay Ashley is being pinned by her daughter, Lydia. April D. Bailey is being pinned by her daughter, Alexia Cheyenne. Brandy Baker is being pinned by her husband, Josh Baker. Chelsea Brooke Begley is being pinned by her mother, Lisa Begley. Joshua Banklin, what? You're Michaela. Michaela Marie Bentley is being pinned by her father, Dr. Michael L. Bentley. Now we'll do Joshua. Joshua Blankenbleckler is being pinned by his wife, Samantha. Mindy Bradburn is being pinned by her husband, Rick Bradburn. Okay. Amanda Brooks is being pinned by her dad, Bobby Brooks. Emily Grace Browning is being pinned by her brother, Justin Browning, who is a graduate. She is too. Mm-hmm. Austin Cottle is being pinned by Brooklyn Warner, and she's a graduate. Ida Conley is being pinned by her daughter, Emma. Hannah Ashton Davis is being pinned by her mom, Ashley Arney. Sid Flannery is being pinned by his mother, Deborah Flannery. Stephanie Marie Franklin is being pinned by her fiance, Cody. Melissa Freeman is being pinned by her husband, Andrew Freeman. Marilyn Motti Gamboa is being pinned by her mother, Chevelle Goins. Dustin Goss is being pinned by his mother, Mary Moore. Madison Brianne Griffin is being pinned by her mother, Wendy Boyd. Tiffany Lee Hampton is being pinned by her mother, Cindy Hampton. Shira Hensley is being pinned by faculty member Jada Oakes. Shira is one of the students that went to London with us to see the Queen. Rachel Lee Higgins is being pinned by her son, Hunter Liam Higgins. Savannah Lee Jesse is being pinned by her son, Timothy Vanover. Autumn Johnson is being pinned by her mom, Jana Johnson. Ashley Noski is being pinned by her mother, Marie Noski. Not here? Okay. Heather Marie Lips is being pinned by her mother, Tammy Lips. Kirsten Alexis Lovell is being pinned by her professor, Jada Oakes. Tanya Renee Lundy is being pinned by Jada Oakes. Amy Hope Main is being pinned by her son, Dylan Main. Miss Madison. Okay. Madison Grace Marcingill is being pinned by her husband, Seth Marcingill, and daughter, Bailey. Cassandra Suzanne Masters is being pinned by her husband, Dylan Masters. Kirsten Sheree McCarty is being pinned by husband Roy McCarty. Jasmine Miller is being pinned by her mother, Trish Miller. Ashley Nicole Moore is being pinned by her husband, Ethan Moore. Jalen May Nicola Mullins is being pinned by her father, Matthew Mullins, and son, Edward. Are they out of order? Samantha. Caitlin. Caitlin Owens is being pinned by her boyfriend, Brandon Armistead. Samantha Owens is being pinned by Jada Oaks. Amira Paragon is being pinned by her mother, Pamela Bowman. Roseanne Lorraine Perky is being pinned by her husband, Brandon Perky. Brittany Robinette is being pinned by her mother, Bridget Mullins. Tiffany Renee Sizemore Rose is being pinned by her son, Gunnar Rose. Oh, what happened? Oh, I got them out of order. Okay. Courtney Rome is being pinned by her husband, James Rome. Casey Sue Sexton is being pinned by her son, Cleo. Taylor, okay. Taylor Sexton is being pinned by her husband, Cody Sexton. Tori Short is being pinned by her Uncle William and her nephew Tristan. Madison Alyssa Allen Short is being pinned by grandfather Rodney Short. Amanda Smith is being pinned by her aunt Nora Cook. Ashley Mae Taylor is being pinned by husband Rick Taylor. Joshua Ladan Stidham is being he's being pinned by his friend Jonathan Short and his mentor. Crystal Wagner is being pinned by daughter Aaliyah. Hannah Jadelyn White is being pinned by her husband, Ethan Bowling. Tana Marie Witt is being pinned by her mom, Teresa Witt. Jennifer Lynn Willis is being pinned by her mother, Peggy Dunn. Crystal Renee Worf Zeppa is being pinned by her son, Camden Zeppa. I'd like to say congratulations, and now Ms. Jada Oakes is going to lead you in the presentation of the International Pledge for Nurses.
Can't get rid of me just yet. All right, would everybody please stand? And get your program, because you've not memorized this. It wasn't on a test. You can find the International Pledge for Nurses. I ask all of our graduates and any nurses in the audience to join us. I'm just going to lead, okay? In full knowledge of the obligations I am undertaking, I promise to care for the sick with all the skill and understanding I possess, without regard to race, creed, color, politics, or social status. I will respect at all times the dignity and religious beliefs of the patients under my care, holding in confidence all personal information entrusted to me and refraining from any action which might endanger life or health. I will endeavor to keep my professional knowledge and skill at the highest level and to give loyal support and cooperation to all members of the health team. I will do my utmost to honor the International Code of Ethics applied to nursing and to uphold the integrity of the nurse.
You may be seated because I want to read a little something to you. In ending, doesn't that sound exciting? And by the way, the award winners, I forgot to give you something, so come to the stage afterwards so I can give it to you. I got all excited about giving you your certificates and I forgot something else. For spring break, 3 nursing students, 2 faculty, and I went to London, England. We visited the Florence Nightingale Museum, the old operating theater museum, and as a souvenir, I picked up this little towel. And what it has on it are the regulations the nurses trained by Florence Nightingale had to follow in 1860. So I just want you to know that when you're having a bad day as a nurse, just remember you do not have to follow these regulations any longer. You shall in all things be attentive, diligent, and obedient to the matron of this hospital and to your sister, and you shall not absent yourself from the hospital on any pretense whatsoever without consent of the matron or your sister on the ward. You shall kindly treat the patients under your care, as well as keeping them sweet and clean in their persons, bedding, and every other respect, and giving them their meat and drink in a comfortable manner. You must attend the surgeons during the whole of the time of the dressing of the patients and give them assistance in such dressings and take away all foul rollers. What do you think a foul roller is? The old dressings, right. You had to unroll them off the wounds. Bolsters, the little things to prop the patient with, rags and etc., and furnished clean. You must stoop all patients. What's stooping? Putting hot compresses on the patients, as may require it, as often and in such manner as the physicians or surgeons shall direct, and attend the application and the working of all such medicines and remedies as shall be ordered and given in your ward. You must at all times be at hand and ready to attend and assist all infirmed, helpless patients. You are to dress all water, food and other proper diet, and make warm all such drinks as shall be directed for the weak and the helpless patients. That's not too bad. You do similar stuff now. You are to make all the beds of the ward and to scrub and make clean the beds and the floors of the whole ward with the tables and the forms, the passage and the stairs and the garrets, and to assist you, you may take such patients as the sister shall see fit that's able to help you. See if we can get away with that in 2022. You must keep clean and scrub the cans for beer, the broth pans, and plates, etc. You must attend the butler at the ringing of the beer bell and take with you such patients that are able to carry the beer in safety to the ward, and not to suffer it be wasted by the way, but see that the cans be carried full into the ward. And in like manner, at his ringing of the bread bell, you must attend and take the just number of loaves for the patients who are entitled to them. And also at the ringing of the cook's bell, you must attend and receive from her the exact quantity of provisions that is appointed for each patient. Now, can you imagine at the end of your shift, you are to wash all the foul rollers, rags, boisters, etc., that were used in the ward, for which you are to receive monthly from the steward the quantity of soap allotted, and you are to take care that none of the said rollers, boasters, etc., be wasted or destroyed through neglect. I guess you do that at the end of the shift. So on your bad days, remember, you don't have to clean the foul rollers. Please study 2 hours a day for that NCLEX exam. Please pass that exam. Let us know that you passed it, because Jada does cartwheels down the hallway. And you please join the army of MECC nurses who have made this world a better place. Just go out and make us proud. Thank you very much for your attendance. You are welcome to leave, but we would like for you to come by and join in a reception to honor our graduates. Thank you very much.